have three short stories to tell you about communication between management and service in service-related businesses. Two of them are, one is an office equipment supplier. The other one is a phone company, a phone equipment supplier, so they're kind of the same. And then the other one was a bank. And I want to just tell you these stories, and hopefully you'll be able to glean some information out of these so that in your job, either it's your company or you as the employee can see how things go together. It all relates, in my view, it all relates to customer service. We have situations where management changes and new procedures are put in place by the company that is then dealing with the public. Or we have situations where somebody owns a company and they later then sell it. And so the staff, in both of these situations, the staff stays the same, and in fact the service people going out stay the same, but the inside processes may change and the management may change. It's really important for those two areas to communicate, and to communicate with their customers, because the customer is where you're getting your revenue from. So here are my examples. The first one, equipment company is sold, and they transfer over the reins to the new management. The repair people and service people maintain the same. They radically change their billing. Over a period of time, they go from 30 days to pay invoices to 20 days to 10 days. They further immediately, and this has happened on more than one occasion, they immediately ramp up the fee for coming out to check on the items if there's something that needs to be checked. So just a standard fee to show up immediately goes up. No notice ahead of time for established customers. It's a surprise when you call up. And then finally, the fees on all of their supplies and all of the work that they do radically goes up. Again, no notice. Now, as the business owner, part of the value they get for selling the company is the goodwill and the customer relations and loyalty to that company. By coming in, the signal to the customer by that company without any forewarning or notice or reason is basically telling the customer, we don't need your business anymore. The next example, the company is changes hands, and there are items, equipment that they have sold over a period of time, certain systems that businesses use. Around the time that the business is sold would be a good time to communicate with the customers, to make them aware of the new name, and of what maybe there are expanded services that the clients can take advantage of. However, also in the switchover on the equipment, in this particular case, some of the equipment now is going to be phased out by the manufacturer. Again, a great opportunity to come in and tell the customers about this, and also offer them assistance in showing them new products, which is a sales opportunity, or to make sure the system is all operating great so that when it's phased out, they're still in good shape to keep it for a number of years, and tell them about how many years that might be. Okay? So this doesn't happen. Customer has a complaint, or not a complaint, but has an issue, needs to call. First thing they're told is, it's not that company anymore, number one. Number two, we don't service that equipment. Well, they have been for a long time, same number, same people. And then that gets straightened out. The repair person shows up. The management immediately sends out an invoice and a proposal for a whole new system that costs more than 10 times what the cost is for the repair that was just ordered. More than 10 times. So you can imagine the reaction by the customer on where is this coming from, and what kind of communication is obviously not happening within the management and service, but also not to the customer. So in those two cases, the first one, management is handcuffing the service. They don't have a choice. They can't talk bad against their employer. That will probably, be returned back to the employer. And the management just gives an indication that they just don't care. The second scenario, the service provider who's actually out there then discloses, we gave them information on all the customers, on all their systems, so that they would know, the new buyers would know what all of those, when those were all coming due, when things were becoming obsolete. They just didn't bother to call. So now with a little bit of communication, maybe they can go back and repair some of those relationships. But businesses are about relationships, either large ones or small ones. But if you want positive feedback, a small sale on a repair and being treated better is going to pay many, many dividends in good referrals out that could otherwise be lost. The third example is a complete cluelessness on the part of the sales staff. They show up to a cold call that should not be a cold call, to an existing client of the company, and ask to sell the services. Complete ignorance of all of the existing relationships that there are. And they're embarrassed, and furthermore, there's a black mark on the relationship between the sales force and the management and the customer. So unfortunately, we learn a lot from bad examples. Hopefully you can help yourself, your company, your employer learn from these.